Talkline Network Radio, America's longest-running Jewish broadcast network, the voice of the Jewish community.
Welcome to the podcast.
You are now tuned in to this episode of our podcast. Today we are going to interview some of the greatest and most influential minds in our field. And now, please welcome your host.
You're listening to Talkline with Zev Brenner, America's premier Jewish broadcast on the air since 1981.
And we're back. It's always great to have Ken Abramowitz with us. He is Director of Public, actually, he's a chairman of American Friends of Likud, General Partner Energy and Capital, National Security. He's involved with that. He's written a fascinating book called The Multi-Front War, Defending America from Political Islam, China, Russia, Pandemics, and Racial Strife. And he's very involved in matters affecting the Jewish community. So happy Thanksgiving. Welcome back.
Thank you very much. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And I'm the founder of SaveTheWest.com.
SaveTheWest.com, which is your website,
right?
As well.
And
people should subscribe.
And I write an article every 2 weeks. It's complimentary. Everyone in your audience should take advantage of it.
SaveTheWest.com.
Yes.
We have a lot of saving to do.
That's right. You got it.
Now, I want to get your impressions because, listen, I understand President Donald Trump, when he meets an adversary, whether it's Putin or the dictator in North Korea, he's all cozy, lovey-dovey with them. And he was lovey-dovey with Mamdani, the mayor-elect of New York City. But did he overdo it? Because when it came time to defending Jews from anti-Semitism and also the charge of genocide, he seemed to just not be there.
Yes, it was very disturbing. He could have still accomplished what he wanted, namely having a cordial, business-like meeting with Mayor-elect Mamdani. But when Mamdani mentioned something about genocide, he should have immediately come back and say, there is a genocide going on in Gaza, and it's managed by Hamas. It started with the October 7th genocide of 1,200 Israelis. And now there's a genocide of the citizens of Gaza as Hamas mops up and destroys all opposition. So yes, there's a genocide, but it has nothing to, but it's not perpetrated by Israel. It's perpetrated by the Muslims and in particular Hamas. And he had a wonderful opportunity to say that without destroying the, I hate to say good relationship, let's just say relationship.
How about the bromance?
Yeah, okay, bromance that he's trying to establish with the mayor-elect. So big missed opportunity. And there's a reason for this big missed opportunity. And that is Jews are hypersensitive to anti-Semitism and immediately either do or should say something. Christians don't yet understand that anti-Semitism is a mortal existential threat to Christians. Because whatever bad guys want to go after the Jews, they're after the Christians next, and the Christians don't sense that in their gut just yet. And so President Trump demonstrated that he still hasn't fully understood the relationship between anti-Semitism and anti-Christian behavior.
You know, you're so right, Ken. You look at the Muslim world. There's a shrinking amount of Christians in places like Iraq and the Palestinian area. Look at Bethlehem, which had a flourishing Christian community because and look at Egypt. You have Christians that are killed and nobody's really speaking out for them. And you're right. They view the Jews as infidel. They view the Christians as infidel. They even look at other Muslims as infidels. They certainly don't have love for Jews and love for Christians. And if you let them get away with their anti-Semitism, you know they're only going to make matters worse for other religious groups. Absolutely correct. They have no respect for them.
Right. So I expect the Christians leaders to stand up for the Jews, even if they don't care about Jews, because they just have to care about themselves and say, the expression, the Jews are the canary in the coal mine. So even if you don't like canaries, it doesn't matter. You're a miner in the coal mine, and the methane is coming after you after it goes after the canary. And Christian leadership has to internalize the evil of anti-Semitism as a direct threat to Christians, not just a direct threat to Jews.
Unfortunately, you're seeing also among some Christian groups anti-Semitism. There's also a movement, by the way, to get rid of in the Vatican Nostra Aetate, which really changed the liturgy of the Catholic Church regarding the Jews and the killing of Jesus. A lot of inroads have been made, and there's a whole group that'd like to get rid of that. In fact, you look at Marjorie Taylor Greene and even Matt Gaetz, they're part of that group that also believes that the Jews killed the Christian Lord.
Yes, well, the extra problem, that is true. But in addition to that, there's a growing Christian supremacist thoughts that are coming out in the public, whereby what they're saying is Christianity replaced Jews. So what do we need Jews for? By the way, the Muslims use the same argument. They say Islam came later than Judaism and Christianity. Who needs Jews and Christians? So replacement theory is not wonderful. And bear in mind, Judaism is the foundation of all monotheistic religions. So they don't understand if you throw Jews under the bus, you're actually throwing Christians and Muslims under the bus at the same time.
By the way, if I remember correctly, I believe Muslims believe that when Abraham was about to sacrifice his only son, that son was not Isaac, but Yishmael.
Yes, yes.
So, that's because you're looking at replacement theology that certainly goes all the way to the Bible itself, even though there's a trend, by the way, and I've spoken to Lori Cardozo more about this, that in some Christian denominations, they're no longer studying the Bible, what they call the Old Testament, only focus on the New Testament, which is a mistake, because you need to study the Bible to understand exactly what's going on from a theological perspective.
Well, if again, it's part of this replacement theology argument, which is the Jews, we can forget about the Jews, and therefore we can forget about the Torah and just start with the New Testament. It's very dangerous for Christians. It's dangerous for Jews, of course, but it's also dangerous for Christians because it knocks the foundation of their religion away. I've heard one of my heroes, Ambassador Mike Huckabee, talk about this. And he says, I love speaking to Jewish audiences, and because I need Judaism as a religious Christian evangelical. Judaism is the foundation of everything I believe, and without a strong Judaism, without a strong Israel, I've lost my foundation. He says, "You don't need me. You don't." To the Jewish audience, you don't need Christianity, but Christianity needs you. Very effective speaker.
No, very well. He's terrific. Mike
Yes.
Huckabee is doing an outstanding job in Israel, and we need more Mike Huckabees. We need more like Secretary of State Marco Rubio. I mean, I'm concerned about the direction of the Republican Party post Donald Trump.
Yes, well, a third of the Republican Party I call America Alone. 2/3 I call America First. And the America Alone folks, the isolationist folks, are increasingly anti-Semitic. So it's a very disturbing trend. We don't need more anti-Semites. We have plenty of them on the left. We don't need anti-Semites on the right.
Absolutely. I like to joke, we have so many Hummins and only one Purim. And it seems like the Hummins are coming out of the woodwork, both from the right and from the left.
That's right.
And hopefully we can do something, but I'm just not exactly sure. I'm waiting for the president not to say that he agrees with Tucker Carlson with his freedom of speech, but to say, Tucker, some things you should not be advocating, like anti-Semitism, anti-Israelism, because Tucker is one of the chief espousers of anti-Zionism, anti-Semitism.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. I'm waiting for President Trump also to say to fellow Republicans, anti-Semitism is unacceptable. I have zero tolerance for anti-Semitism, zero tolerance for anti-Christian behavior. I don't want to hear any of this anymore. And I'm waiting for that talk.
Maybe we should tell him to do it at the Hanukkah party.
Yeah, that would be a good start.
Yeah, I think he's having 2 Hanukkah parties this year, from what I'm understanding.
Oh, so many people want to go.
Right. If I remember the last year of the Biden administration, I thought there was only 1 Hanukkah party. I think they're back to 2.
I see. Okay, great.
Anyway, Ken Abramowitz, so just a quick thought, your Thanksgiving thoughts.
Well, we all have a lot to be thankful for. And Thanksgiving is sort of a religious holiday, but it's 90% a secular holiday. Oh, we just have to be thankful for everything America has done for us, for our parents, grandparents, and everybody else who's come to America over the last 400 years. It's a land of opportunity, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness for everybody. It's a wonderful opportunity to celebrate the Constitution, Bill of Rights, the wisdom of the Declaration of Independence. I'm very proud to be an American.
Ken Abramowitz, thank you for joining. We're proud to have you as a part of our broadcast, so thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having
Ken
me.
Abramowitz is Chairman, American Friends of Likud, General Partner, MG Capital, and SaveTheWest.com, where you can subscribe. Comes out every 2 weeks. His book is called The Multi-Front War, Defending America from Political Islam, China, Russia, Pandemics, and Racial Strife. We're going to be right back. Don't go away. Stay tuned.
Thank you for tuning in to
Talkline with Zev Brenner, America's premier Jewish broadcast, the pulse beat of the Jewish community.
For continuous Jewish programs, TalklineNetwork.com, or our 24-hour-a-day listen line at 641-741-0389. For past shows, you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, Instagram, and all major podcast platforms, or jewishpodcast.org. Thanks for listening to the TalklineNetwork.com.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Good job, Ken.